Telco, senang sekali saya Winnie Asari bisa menjumpai Anda lagi. Dan kali ini cukup istimewa karena saya akan ngobrol-ngobrol dengan seseorang yang sebelum bergabung di perusahaan ini, beliau merupakan memegang posisi sebagai Head of Global Customer Unit and Customer Unit di Bharti Airtel based in India. Lahir di Inggris, dan beliau ini merupakan Electronic Engineering alumni di Southampton University, United Kingdom. Kita akan berbincang-bincang seputar komitmennya dalam membangun telekomunikasi industri di Indonesia. And I'm so excited today, and I proudly present you. Please welcome Mr. Soper, Presiden Direktur of Ericsson Indonesia. Yay!
Hello everybody. Hi Winnie. Very good to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. Jerry, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah. And the first question is, you are the head of Global Customer Unit and Customer Unit Bharti Airtel India. And for sure, you already have seen the evolution of the telecommunication industry in various countries. How do you see the Indonesian telecommunication industry now?
It's a very exciting industry over here because if we look at the nation of Indonesia, it's a relatively young population. They're surprisingly tech savvy. So they're very interested in the new technologies that the mobile broadband can bring to them. So for us, it's a very exciting market, it's a very important market, and we see that consumers are really interested to get the most out of mobile broadband and all the exciting services and capabilities that that can bring.
Wow, sounds great. And as we know that Ericsson is one of the ones that push Indonesia into the era of 4G. How do you see the quality of 4G services in Indonesia? If referring to open signal or NPerf, 4G in Indonesia has not reached global standards.
That's a good question. I mean, I think there's still some work to do, but if we look at our partners, the operators in Indonesia, they are all investing lots to increase the speed and the capability of their networks, and also to increase the coverage of the networks that they have. So we predict that by 2023, we think about 80% of mobile data traffic will be carried on LTE networks. And when you consider that in 2017, it was around just 20% of the traffic being covered. So there's going to be a big growth in LTE coverage and capability in the coming years. And we know that the operators are investing lots of money to make that happen.
Wow, 2030.
2023.
Okay, it's 5 years then now.
Yeah, slightly less, slightly less even. Yeah.
So we all know that operators in Indonesia are transforming from telco to deco. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think if you look at what's happening with the technology and the expectations of users in Indonesia, they want scalable capability. They want new digital services to be included, and that means that the network operators, they have to have new digital capabilities to be able to handle that. So really, they have no choice but to move towards becoming digital telcos, and that's what we see is happening with our customers today.
And is there a role for Ericsson in digital transformation carried out by operators?
Yeah, Ericsson is investing a lot in R&D into some of these new digital technologies and some of the capabilities that they will bring to the market. We're working with partners around the world, and in different places there are different positions in the journey to move to digital telcos. But we're investing a lot of R&D with new products and new services to help operators in Indonesia to make that journey.
So, in Indonesia, Ericsson's competitors continue to develop innovation and research centers, compete with prices and lead times. What competitive values does Ericsson offer to Indonesian operators?
Yeah, that's a good question. If we look at what's happening with 5G, I mean, the very first commercial 5G networks are now launching. The first one is in the United States. That is with Ericsson. It's a fixed wireless access 5G network. And if you look at the first contracts in the world, Ericsson is present in pretty much all of the first 5G networks. It's also important to consider that 4G is the foundation of 5G. So all the work that we're doing today to increase the speeds, to increase the capability of the LTE network, that will help in being the foundation of the 5G networks of the future. And Ericsson is bringing world-class technology, world-leading technology to the operators in Indonesia to help them to be able to make that journey in the coming years as well. So we believe we have a lot of experience and capability to offer in Indonesia. On top of that, we've been investing a lot in R&D. We've been driving the standards for 4G and for 5G. So we believe we have a lot of experience and capability to bring the customers and the consumers in the Indonesian market.
Wow. But speaking about 5G, do you think Indonesia is ready for 5G?
Yes, I mean, Ericsson conducts consumer research every year, and on the research that we did this year, we asked that very specific question.
Okay.
And we asked people what was their interest, and we found that a very high percentage of Indonesian consumers were interested to move to the capabilities of 5G. And we expect that within 1 or 2 years of the technology becoming available, it will be very widely adopted because the interest is there. And the subscribers, consumers, they have expressed that interest to us as well.
Wow. So if there's the best 5G use case for Indonesia, for industry or retail?
We think there will be many use cases, and probably some of the use cases we haven't even thought of. Because when you look at the capabilities that 5G can bring, the possibility to have lots of connected devices, to have very, very high speed connections, much faster than we have today, which will mean that 3D video and many other use cases, and then the possibility to have many, many devices connected together, where the devices can be very low power. For example, we may put batteries into devices so that they can go into the field lasting for 5 or 10 years. So this will open up a lot of new use cases in Indonesia. But we think the first use case will probably be good old mobile broadband, where people are looking for very, very high speed capability, very reliable connections, very low latency. And that we think will be the first sort of major use case for 5G in Indonesia, and not just in Indonesia, but everywhere else in the world as well.
Yeah. So, Pak Jerry, can you share the plan for the 5G network to be held in One North Buona Vista, Singapore with Singtel?
Yeah, this is a continuation of our close collaboration with Singtel, and we will be building there one of the first 5G pilot networks in Singapore, and that will enable Singaporean enterprises and customers to experiment together with Singtel to look at what are the new capabilities that 5G technology can bring to the market.
Okay, and how Ericsson views industry in 4.0?
Okay, I think if we look at some of the capability that 5G and enhanced 4G can bring, it aligns very, very well with Industry 4.0, when we see lots of new use cases and opportunities to really use technology for good, to bring new capability into new technologies and new markets for the operators.
And how Ericsson sees Indonesia facing the industrial era 4.0?
We see that there is, a very good collaboration with the operators, with the regulator, and with the government. I think everybody understands that that mobile technology can be a force for good within the country. It can be a force for commercial growth, to increase the capability, the digital capability of the country, and to enhance the experiences of people in their daily lives. So we see that all those parts, government, regulator and operators, are very well aligned to make the best use of mobile technology. And Ericsson is very happy to work with each of those to help in bringing this capability to the country of Indonesia.
And how Ericsson has built the IoT ecosystem in Indonesia?
Yeah, we're working very hard with the operators. We think that many of these new IoT capabilities will be built by companies that are working in a specialist field. You know, for example, somebody that is working in agriculture, they will understand the IoT requirements, particularly for their industry. So we work with the operator, and they are then working with some of these companies who will develop the IoT use cases of the future and the IoT technologies of the future as well. So we collaborate with both of them to help that to happen.
Okay. So last question, Pak Jerry, we want to know that your views, Ericsson views in 2019, especially about customer and maybe telecommunication industry.
Yeah. We think 2019 is going to be another exciting year in the telco industry in Indonesia. We look forward to working with our operator customers. We know that they are looking to enhance the capability of their networks. They're looking to drive efficiency because they want to be able to deliver more capability, but of course at a competitive price.
Yeah.
We look forward to continuing to collaborate with our colleagues, with the regulator and with government, because again, you know, we know that people in Indonesia, government, regulator, operators, they understand the telecommunications industry is so important for the development of Indonesia. And we really look forward to collaborating with them and working with them to see how can we drive this industry to really deliver the best for Indonesia in the years ahead.
All right, wow. Thank you so much, Pak Jerry. It's such an honor for us having you here. And maybe you want to say goodbye to our viewers.
Goodbye, everyone. Good to speak with you, and Ibu Winnie, good to meet you. Thank you for coming to visit us.
Thank you so much, Pak Jerry. Baik, warga Indotelco, itu dia obrolan singkat kita dengan Soper, Presiden Direktur Ericsson Indonesia.